Asamian Atute was living in Virginia Beach playing football, and he had matched up with someone named Angie on Tinder. On April 10th, he visited the victim's apartment in Blacksburg, Virginia for oral sex. He then returned to the apartment on May 31st to engage in sex, only to discover that Angie was Jerry Paul Smith, a 40-year-old restaurant worker whose family identified him as a proudly, openly gay man. Atute became very angry and punched Smith 5 times in the face, continuing to punch and stomp on his face and body even after Smith fell to the ground. Atute claimed that he heard Smith bubbling and gurgling as he left the apartment, but never called the police for him. Police later discovered Smith's body inside of his apartment on June 1st. According to an autopsy, all bones in Smith's face were broken, and he had several cranial fractures. Smith's teeth were also missing. The medical examiner's office said the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Atute, appearing in Montgomery County General District Court, gave a bond of $75,000 and placed under house arrest and electrical monitor, and was released to his parents. Atute awaited trial, and his day in court finally came. The former Virginia Tech player, Ismail Atute, was found not guilty of a charge of second-degree murder. The jury deliberated for approximately 3 hours before returning its verdict around 6:30 p.m. Immediately after the verdict was announced, Smith's family quickly left the courtroom. Prosecutors had earlier told the jury that Atute, then 18, became very enraged and fatally beat Smith when he discovered Smith was a man. But one of the prosecutors said in closing arguments Friday that Atute gave different versions of the events of what happened to the police and the jury, and that charge may have been enough for him to change his testimony. He has a tremendous amount riding on this trial, Jensen said during his closing argument. But the defense defended Atute by saying that the Commonwealth evidence was circumstantial, while the defense evidence, which included the testimony of Atute, was direct. The lawyer of Atute, Jimmy Turk, said that Smith was controlling the entire environment and the entire episode. He added that Smith had demanded that it be dark and had a hidden knife under his mattress just in case there was something going awry, like Atute finding out that this guy didn't have the right body parts. The defense also argued that the police didn't ask Atute essential questions about Smith's knife or Atute's fear while in the apartment. 2 questions whose answers could have shown whether Atute was afraid for his life and he were acting in self-defense. Atute took the stand and testified that he felt violated when he discovered that the Tinder match he believed to be a woman was actually a man. In his testimony, Atute had testified that Smith reached for what Atute thought was a gun. Smith did not own a gun, but police reported finding the knife between the man's mattress and box spring. Atute said that he gave Smith a 5-punch combination and kicked him for good measure to gain space between the two so he could leave the apartment. But the prosecution had maintained that Atute had not acted in self-defense, and he argued that after Atute punched Smith and Smith fell to the floor, there was no way Smith could have reached for a weapon under that mattress. The prosecution also recalled the testimony of the medical examiner, who testified that Smith took a brutal beating. The prosecution said that Atute was wearing flip-flops at the time of the encounter. Those shoes were attached to a big person and a strong person. He compared Atute to an elite college athlete, to Smith, who weighed 153 pounds, just under 70 kilograms. That's a big disparity, said the prosecution. Atute's family said in a statement, "It would take time to decompress and feel relief from this gut-wrenching, frightening experience in life. It had made us stronger and strengthened our faith. We will continue to include the Smith family in our prayers. Izzy is extremely grateful for the jury's hard work, deliberation, and the verdict. Izzy is now focused on picking up where he left off in his pursuit of a college degree and love for the game of football. Jimmy Turk ended things by saying nobody deserves to die. But I don't mind saying don't pretend you're something that you are not, meaning transgender, man or woman. Don't target or lure anyone under that perception. That's just wrong. And of course, you know that comment sparked a flame under the LGBTQ community.
Tensions. It was an emotionally charged day in court as both Itute's and Smith's family and friends came face to face.
He did not deserve to die!
Fireworks flew after 18-year-old Isemime Itute appeared in a Montgomery County courtroom Thursday, charged with the murder of 40-year-old Jerry Smith. Smith's family and friends wearing shirts that read "Justice for Jerry Paul," one even storming out of the courtroom. Police say Itute and Smith, who was posing as a woman named Angie, matched on the dating app Tinder on April 10th and had a sexual encounter that day.
After performing oral sex, Angie paid him $50.
After that encounter, one witness said that Itute's friends questioned if Angie was who she claimed she was. On May 31st, police say Itute went to Angie's apartment for another sexual encounter and to determine if Angie was a man or a woman. When Itute discovered that Angie was a man, Itute allegedly punched Smith in the face 5 times and stomped on his head. During questioning, Itute's defense attorney, James Turk, revealed that police found a weapon wedged in between Smith's mattress and box spring.
Okay, did you see the knife?
Outside the courthouse,
Justice for Jerry Paul! He did not deserve this!
Turk, who didn't want to talk on camera, told 10 News it's a tough case and it's sad all around. Smith's family said they want justice.
I feel sorry for them, but I want him put in jail for the rest of his life. We ain't gonna have jury back. Why should they have him?
Ultimately, the defense would find Itute not guilty of all charges. His attorney, Jimmy Turk, saying winning this case means everything to him.
Outside the courthouse,
His life, saying that Smith used Itute for his own sexual gratification.